Last week, as you know, we were at the World Chamber Congress in Sydney, and one of the things that was spoken about up there was the importance of certificates of origin all around the world. In fact, Chambers of Commerce look after 98% of world trade through certificates of origin. Kendall here is one of our team that looks after certificates for the TCCI, and anyone who's an export in Tasmania would have had dealings with Kendall. We literally do thousands of certificates every month, and I thought I might just have a couple of moments with Kendall to find out a bit more about it. So, Kendall, what sort of certificates do we do, and where do they go?
So we have 6 main types of certificates of origin, Michael. So in simple terms, a certificate of origin is a document that exporters need to obtain from a Chamber of Commerce that confirms that what they're exporting is in fact from the state or country that they say it's from. It's sort of a guarantee from us that, based on the information provided, that that's what they're exporting. We do 6 different types. So there's a standard certificate that can go to any country in the world pretty much. Then we have free trade agreements with 5 countries that we're authorised to sign. So there's China, Japan, Korea, Thailand, and then Asia, Australia, New Zealand, which covers a whole bunch of countries in Asia and New Zealand. So these free trade agreements mean that exporters can use them to access reduced tariff rates. So the tariffs that they pay when their goods get to customs on the other end are significantly reduced. If they don't use these, obviously, they'll pay the higher rate or the original rate. So it's obviously very beneficial for them to use these ones.
Well, one thing about them too is that for any exporter, if you haven't got your certificate right, it can really impact your product getting into a country. So we've heard of businesses trying to freight goods without a certificate, and the goods literally sit on a dock and can spoil or just wait in bureaucracy for months to be released. It's really important to get the documentation right. And one thing TCCI prides itself on is the way that we do these, and also we understand how important they are. Kendall, what's the busiest time of the year for us?
So Christmas, sort of the December to February period through summer is the busiest for us, with fresh produce such as salmon is one of our biggest exports out of Tasmania, specifically year round. And then as it comes into summer, cherries is a big one that increases the amount of certificates that we do, especially for Chinese New Year. The Chinese market really loves Tasmanian produce and really loves our cherries, so we generally triple the amount of certificates that we do through the months of December to January. But at the moment we're actually doing double our average for each year, and that's expected to triple again in the next 5 months, I've been told. It will be instead of 3 months this year. Yeah,
it looks great for Tasmania, but look, any exporters, make sure that you have your paperwork right. We've got specialists here that look after this, so give us a call, ask for Kendall. She's absolutely expert in this field. Find out what you need to find out to make sure you get the paperwork right, not just to save yourself money, but also to make sure you can access the country that you really need to access. It's going to be a great summer. Export for Tasmania is going really well, and as I found out in the World Chamber, 98% of world trade is managed by chambers through this really important process. So look, let's look forward to a great export season, and Kendall, you're going to be busy as usual.
Absolutely, it's going to be crazy.
All right, see you next week.